the type of work, especially during COVID, it has been so reactive. For the good or the bad of it, you know, Black Lab has thrived off being a business that is reactive and is concentrating on delivering product quickly. Now, one thing that's really common in sort of language or communication is that everybody understands stuff differently. They hear the message different. And you know, it's interesting when you say like last year at the moment, and we forget now that this COVID thing that's been going on has been more than 12 months now. So I think about things that, you know, we were talking about doing and what a time frame in this business looks like, and ideas and initiatives and things that we were talking about pre-COVID. And now I think about where we are and what we're doing, and and the idea about today and why I call this like a bit of a vision session is I understand how it could potentially be confusing because the business was running in a direction. Now, again, for a lot of you guys here, this is the first time you will have heard me talk or go through sort of this sort of context. But for people that have sat in these sessions before and listened to me about, you know, where I see Black Lab going and what I really want to see out of the business, there's been a massive amount of change in 12 months, and I haven't, like, you know, one-on-one we've sort of had a bit of a conversation, and I've talked about some of the anxiety and stuff that has been caused about us making sure as a business we survive, if not thrive, through the adversity that the whole country or the whole world is going through at the moment. And unfortunately for us as a business, in being so reactive the way that we are, it all of a sudden throws a whole heap of pressure when everyone's, you know, sort of holds the ball a little bit to the guys that are delivering it out the very end factory, okay? We need to be concentrating on the churn. We need to concentrate on machine uptime, you know, keeping the powder coat guns spraying, you know, looking at how fast we can get stuff through, you know, the welding areas and through the pre-assembly areas, and how fast we're assembling stuff in the end factory, and also, you know, how consistently we can have stuff packaged and put on trucks so we don't have damage. Like, sort of moving on to where I see the business going forward over the next couple of years is in a short answer, I really don't know. It's gonna be turbulent. It has to be turbulent. There is a few initiatives that are going to be sort of executed in the business, and we're going to see some change. You know, part of that is around trying to get some consistency and some retention of knowledge of the type of work and the products that we do, and the type of customers that we work for. But the second side of that is, you know, we've also got to lean into what we know and what we're doing. For anybody to sit there and say they have a crystal ball and they say, I know what the next 12 months is going to look like from a financial perspective, from borders opening, from an international, you know, supply chain perspective, even from an availability of materials. I honestly believe that whether this is as Australians or as my local community, I believe we can do it better. I believe that, you know, we have had a lot of people in industry try and blame everybody else for why we're not doing a good job and manufacturing is going offshore. Now, you know, when you put us in a competitive environment, I believe that we have blamed a lot of other people as opposed to blaming ourselves and looking internally and going, well, actually, what can we do better? You know, I obviously want to continue to grow. You know, I want the business to continually help you guys grow. You know, as far as, you know, training goes, you know, whether that's personal training, mental training, management training, you know, a new skill that someone wants to learn. One of the things that I want everybody to realise is that there is a phenomenal amount of knowledge sitting in this room here today, and everybody has something that they can learn off someone else. Okay? We really don't need to look too far away from this room for everybody here to learn something every week. I always talked about disrupting the industry through organising and educating ourselves as being a key thing when I started Black Lab, and I still believe that today.